What is up, Earthlings and my beautiful star seeds from all over the world, all over the universe? I am here today to share some good news because I know we've had a lot of crazy, not so great news lately. And the past 3 years, and all of us doing all we can to share all the knowledge that we have been able to accumulate over the past 3 years, or 4 years, or 20 years, or 30 years, whatever your journey has been as a conscious being on this planet, which I know for many of y'all has been way longer than 3 years. For myself, my activation happened in 2017. So these last 4 years have been a huge awakening for me in every single way. And the most important part is that I know now that the entire world, no matter what you do, is run by spiritual energy. And it's run by energy. And it's the making of that energy by yourself or with others around you that are bringing you any type of stability, that are bringing you any type of life in this realm, period. I have a unique experience where I was in Fortune 100 the first 40 years of my life. I didn't know another way. All I knew was corporations. And I was on the good side of all of that for the most part. At least I thought I was, as much as I could be at that point in time, working with people to find them the best job for them, the best career path for them, which is why I was so good at what I did as a technical recruiter, because I always looked ahead and helped people plan their paths and get that next position that made them free and learn skills that then they could take into their own harvest. And I just want to share, I'm in Texas. Because the universe dumped me in Texas. Seriously, I was going to start this with my crew in Nashville, and we got moved. And then I was going to start it in Los Angeles, in all beach cities, and we got moved. And I'm in Texas. Now, I'm literally right here staring at these metal cows, and even in the middle of this business district, you'll see behind me there is a cemetery, which is quite interesting. But we are in Texas, and I pulled over right here because I want to share how much I have been accepted with the information that I do have about astronomy into every walk of life that I go out in public and speak with. And if you know me, I always am who I am. It is what it is. You like it or you don't, but I don't force it down your throat at all. And in fact, people approach me because they feel that we just know something. That's that energy that we talk about. It's your codes that you've been getting back. It's your layers of jawbreaker that you've been putting back together within yourself, that when you go out in public now, people pick up that layer of jawbreaker. And they go, she seems to know something that maybe we don't know. And then it brings them in. And especially when we're talking about astronomy, then we're talking about multidimensional psychology. And at the root of it, of human existence, for the most part, after you meet somebody, or this could even be a business deal, which is a lot of the conversations that I've had today. talking about how disinformation, and when I talk about disinformation, I mean the very essence of how people think. Whether you have energy in Cygnus or Regulus or wherever it is, for the most part, we all are, when we get to a table and we've decided we're going to do this together, and this party is involved, and this party is involved, and this party is involved, and we get together and we say, all right, this is what we're going to do. And then what happens? Anybody that's done a big deal or a business deal or has had to organize a big group of people, then what happens? Well, then so-and-so has a little issue, and then so-and-so has a little issue, and hell, it might even end the whole deal. We could have been working on this big deal of merging these companies or doing whatever that is, with a higher understanding that it's what's best for everyone involved. But at the end of the day, no matter what it is, everyone's going to have a different perception of that reality. It's not a bad thing. In fact, it's the most important part of being in a team. It's the most important part of a merger. It is why it should all even take place in a new society. It shouldn't be for power. It shouldn't be for monopoly. No. In the new earth, it's all about expansion. It's bringing it to a new audience. It's, well, how now can we join together to make this work? However, when we get down to the end and it gets personal, because business is personal no matter what you say, because it is what you do with your daily living. It's where your soul resides most of your day, and then you bring that home to your family. So you have to be at peace with it. And everyone, typically at this point, will agree that each person feels that no matter that their way and how they think about it is what they know, and they know it is their truth. And it should not ever be discounted. But then what do? You get together and you talk about what these perceptions are, and then that becomes a part of the deal. Now, what I have learned the most, and I'm very excited because I'm back in Texas, and I'm here speaking to you from Cowtown, Texas, which most of y'all would consider as being probably one of the most backwards places. Now, I know I'm in Dallas, so it's a little different, but we still got Southern roots here. There's still a bunch of archaic type of information here, we would think. But what I'm here to tell you is that ain't the case. What I'm actually here to say and to reveal to all of you is that my reception in Texas has been far greater than my reception in Los Angeles by every means. In fact, in Texas, they want to know what I have to say. In Texas, they're interested in what I've learned. They're not trying to kick me out and take over the damn state anymore, which is what California has been up to. Now, I can explain that from a higher consciousness, and I can explain it from some NASA little trippy trip, and I can explain it from a lot. But it doesn't even matter, because right now what this message is about is to tell all of you that the 3 or 4 places that I've been, that I was able to go out to and guided to go to, I have never been greeted warmer. In fact, one bar, which was called Bottle Cap Alley, this was 3 nights ago. I was in this place and just eating and hanging out like I normally do, and I had to sneak out the back door because so many were coming to me once they found out I was an astronomist. And these were people that worked for the government, deep into the government, that were sharing the information that I had already known, and we were going back and forth with it to an extent that blew my mind. And I thought, oh man, maybe that's just maybe I've just been gone for Texas a little bit and that was just a good day. But no, it's not it. It's that here in Texas, at least where the people that I've been led to speak to and the ones that are interested in making a change know and are accepting and are ready and also have a higher knowing that and see, I'm talking about even business here, because these businessmen who are good men like I was, who were just trying to do good for the rest of the world, but then got all up in the financial and this 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 and this. But most of us here are entrepreneurs who have and know that we're doing something good and bringing something good to the collective. But knowing that there were a lot of things on the spiritual side that were keeping us from doing those things, just in the nature that the machine was being ran. And what I have seen overwhelmingly is that most people get it. More so than you ever thought. And what I'm here to tell you is that all the experiences that we have gone through, that we've learned from, all the ancestral karma that we've cleared, all these little tidbits of information that are in your notebooks that you think, oh gosh, how is this ever going to help me? Because I've just been in my house running the world with a bunch of other collective star seeds, and how am I going to go out and make something with that? Who's going to want to hear me? I'm here to tell you, the world wants to hear from you. I promise you. So whatever information that you have, whatever experiences that your life gave you, no matter what, remember that as a starseed here on earth, you can't change anything that you weren't a part of. Every single thing that has ever happened to you, to me, even how horrible it's been, we couldn't have changed it if we wouldn't have lived it. And now what I'm telling you is that the beings that are out here that we know we're here to help, they're looking for you. They're ready to hear from you. So it's time to remove your mask. And it's time to go back out. And it's time to shine. And you don't got to stand on a... In fact, I do it totally different than I used to. I don't come in a room and demand attention anymore. You know, I was a VP of sales and I ran a whole bunch of big businesses and I was that for a long time. You know, look at me, hear what I have to say, standing on a soapbox. Now I'm totally different. I don't have to say a word. I don't have to say a word, and neither do you. We come in, we sit down, we hold our space. We're there to have a good time. We're there to eat, whatever it is, but we are in that energy, and others just come to you. They feel it. They don't know why they need to talk to you, but they know they need to. So when they come, then why is it that they're talking to you? What did you just write? Are you ready to launch your book? Are you ready to launch your cards? Are you ready to go back into corporation? See, I didn't realize until I got on the spiritual side and being Fortune 100 business for 20-something years that there were remote viewers in large corporations. Did you know that? Big corporations, it's how Rumpy Rump got his money. Looking into remote viewing. Using beings like us to look at timelines and see what's coming. Now, I would call that fraud. I wouldn't be involved in anything like that, because then that's changing time and timelines and messing with people's destiny. But what I'm telling you is that that's how the world's been being run. And those of us who have gone through this for the past 4 or 5 years, this last tribulation that we all went through, tell me, who's the most spiritual on the planet? You are. We are. We're the collective. No more remote viewing into timelines that can't be seen anymore because the future is not able to be seen. It's probably why we have stagnant corporations. So I just wanted to share this with everybody because we had a good day. And here in Texas, in Little Elm, in Dallas, fingers crossed, but I'll be partnering with the local place here to get some of these co-socials going, and even going to GameStop and some of these bigger companies to get their nonprofit dollars to help back us to assist in teaching the collective and just figuring out in teams how we work together, how we manifest, so that we can start manifesting quicker the better things, the more positive things that we're all here to do, using the gifts that we already have. And understand, I just want each of you to know how far you have come. Please, if this message just finds you to where you can go and say, holy shit. Holy shit. When I tell you that the government, entertainment, music, everything's run by spirituality and your connections, and then knowing that we have those. Just think about it. We got this. And they're listening. But I'm ready to hear from all of you. Shout it. Let them come to you. And hit me up if you're ready to partner and get some stuff going. No matter what, if you've got any type of books, if you've got any type of tarot, if you've got a modality that you want to get out there, please, if you feel resonated, or when you do, hit me up and I'll keep sharing what we're doing over here. But just know, no matter if you've done it before like me and you've gone into business or not, I call it blissness now. Just remember that you have starseeds like us that have done. And we ain't interested in seeing you make the same mistakes we did. No way. This is your RV. Your information is gold. And everyone wants to hear. Trust me. And if they don't, that's okay too.